This is a gentle Hatha practice aimed at stretching your body, moving it, and just finding whatever feels good right now. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. If you'd like, you can sit on a block, a folded up blanket, or a cushion, lifting up your hips a little bit. Close your eyes with a long spine and your chin slightly tucked. I'm going to take 3 breaths to connect to the present moment. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Start to connect to your breath. Observing the inhale and the exhale. Observing the expansion in your belly and in your chest, and the contraction. Without judging, without trying to change your breath, simply tuning into it, being present. Leaving your hands they are on your knees, or if you prefer, you can leave one hand on your belly, the other hand on your heart center. We're going to inhale, filling up our belly, rib cage, and collarbones. And exhaling from our collarbones, rib cage, belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling into your belly, rib cage, and collarbones. Exhaling from your collarbones, rib cage, and your belly. Keep breathing completely and slowly, filling up your lungs with each inhale. And breathing out all the air on each exhale. You can leave your hands as they are if you prefer. You can drop them down to your knees again. Making sure to stay present with your breath. After the next exhale, come back to your natural breath, keeping your eyes closed. Just observing the effect of the pranayama, the breathing exercises. Noticing how you feel now, perhaps a little calmer, a little more centered, or perhaps just feeling like you can breathe a little better. Now bring your hands to your heart center, one on top of the other, taking a moment to create an intention for your practice. If you're not sure about creating an intention, it's simply thinking of a quality that you like to cultivate during this practice, something that you feel like you need right now. Something like strength, balance, presence. Listen to your body. And that quality that comes up, comes to your mind without really having to think too much. That should be your intention for the practice. Repeat it to yourself and try to keep it present during the whole practice. Drop your hands onto your knees. Slowly open our eyes. And if you're sitting on top of a block, a blanket, or a cushion, just move it to the side. Could be a good idea to keep your blocks towards the top of your mat in case you need them at any point. Now bring our hands forward onto the mat, coming onto our knees. And the first pose that we're going to do is kneeling, but making sure to have our toes tucked. The first thing you want to do is make sure that all of your toes are touching the mat, even the little toe, which sometimes sort of just hangs there. So make an effort to sort of separate them. Make sure they're all pressing into the mat. This can be a difficult pose to keep. Just make sure to breathe. And if at any time you feel like you need to just give your feet a break, you can come forward, stretch your feet a little bit, and come back when you're ready. So from here, we're going to bring our arms out long, bringing the right arm over top, bending the elbows, and trying to cross our arms again. Bring the palms of our hands together. If you're not able to bring the palms of your hands together in eagle arms or Urdhva, you can just sort of leave the backs of the hands together. And lifting up your elbows a little bit. Make sure to breathe in this pose, staying present, just accepting the feelings that come up, and really trying to give your feet a good stretch. It's important to dedicate time to stretching, taking care of our feet. Our feet take us everywhere. We use them every single day, and it's a part of our body that we often abuse or really forget about. So it's nice to, dedicate some time to them. We're going to change arms. So bring your arms out long again. Left arm over top, bending the elbows and trying to cross your arms again to bring palms of the hand together. Again, if you can't, you can just leave the backs of the hands, pushing one into the other. Lift up your elbows just a little bit. Should as well feel sort of a nice stretch in your shoulders, the shoulder blades. Keep breathing. You can direct your breath to your feet if you like. You won't be here much longer. We're gonna undo the arms, bring them down to the mat, bringing the hands to the mat, stretching out our feet. You can move them a little bit. This is a counter pose. We're going to sit back again on our heels. This time, toes aren't tucked. We're going to bring our hands behind us. And the idea here is to lift up our knees for the counter pose. All right, so we're stretching our feet the other way. You can stay here, If you have a little more flexibility, you can also bring your forearms down to the mat. But the important thing is to lift your knees up. So if you're here, maybe you want to come back up on your hands. The important part is not to bring your forearms onto the mat, but to stretch your feet. Breathe. We're gonna slowly come out of the pose. Come back up. From here, and from here, we're still sitting in this kneeling position. If you find it a little difficult to stay here, you can sit on top of blocks, so separating your legs a little bit and sitting on the block. Leaving the left hand on the mat, lifting right arm up. Inhale, exhale, bring our right hand down. Inhaling, left arm up. So pairing the movements to your breath. On the inhale, lifting up a hand. Exhale, bringing it back down. Feeling a gentle side stretch as you move. And close your eyes if you like. Really feeling the movements. One more time on each side. From here, we're going to bring our right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Inhaling, grow a little bit. On the exhale, moving into your twist, looking over the left shoulder. This is still the beginning of the class. It's going to be a gentle twist, sort of waking up the spine, bring movement into the body. Close your eyes. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come back to center. Left hand on your right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, grow a little bit, grow a little taller. Exhale, moving into the twist. Looking over your right shoulder. Making sure to breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come back to center. Coming up on our knees, we're going to tuck our toes. Again, to find a little more stability. From here, stretching our right leg out long. Making sure to really make sure that all of our right foot is touching the mat. That it's well rooted onto the mat. Stretching that right leg long, pushing the pelvis forward. Right hand on your right leg. Inhale. Lifting up the left arm, bend towards the right side and looking up, pushing the pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to bring our left hand down to the mat, forming a straight line from our left shoulder, moving through our left elbow all the way to the wrist, and bringing our right hand and right arm up overhead, still pushing your pelvis forward, looking up under the right arm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We're going to come up and doing the pose. Bring our right leg in, tucking the right toes, bringing the left leg out long, making sure to push all corners of the left foot into the mat, bringing our left hand onto our left leg, right arm up overhead, pushing the pelvis forward and looking up to the right arm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bring your right hand onto the mat in a straight line from the shoulder, passing through the elbow to the wrist, lifting left arm up overhead, pushing the pelvis forward, looking up underneath your left arm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to come back up, bring our left leg in. From here, looking towards the front of the mat, bring our hands towards the front, and we're going to bring our right foot in between our hands, lifting up the left knee. Left leg is active in runner's lunge. Chest is open, we're looking forward. Weight is balanced between both feet. Breathe. After the next exhale, bring your left knee onto the mat, hands onto the right thigh. We're going to move between Anjaneyasana, or crescent lunge, and Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. So if you want, you can untuck the left toes, staying here. If you like, you can grab your blocks. Perhaps it could be useful. One block on either side of the right foot. So inhale, Dhanayasana. Exhale, stretching your leg long, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, stretching the right leg long. Right toes are flexed. Inhale. Exhale, one more time. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. We're going to come forward, bring our box to the side, hands on the mat, bringing the right leg back, and we're going to switch. Bring our left foot forward, between our hands, tucking the right toes, active right leg, chest is open, we're looking forward. In runner's lunge, breathe. Bring your right knee onto the mat. If you'd like, you can untuck your toes. If you want to use your blocks at the height that you feel that you need, all right? You can grab them, bring them to either side of your left foot. We're going to move between Anjaneyasana and Ardha Hanumanasana. So, moving into Hanumanasana, stretching the left leg long. Left foot is in flex. Inhale, bringing the weight forward. Chest is open. Exhale, stretching the left leg long. Toes are pointing up towards your face. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. We're going to come forward. Move our blocks to the side again. Hands on the mat. Bring the left leg back. Transitioning into a seated position. Finding a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open your eyes. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers, bring our hands to the back of our neck. Inhale, looking up, expanding our chest, opening our elbows. With the exhale, we're going to close our elbows, bring our head down, without pulling, just using the weight of our arms to stretch the back of our neck, making sure to relax your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. Should feel really lovely stretch in the back of the neck. If you're really tight, perhaps even the top of your back. Inhale, looking up, expanding chest, opening elbows. Exhale, moving back into the stretch, close in the elbows. Relaxing shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. And do it one more time. Inhaling, coming up, expanding the chest, looking slightly upwards, opening your elbows. Exhale, close in the elbows. Bring your head down, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Really just enjoying that lovely neck stretch. Breathe into it, enjoy it. The inhale, we're going to come up, dropping our hands down. We're going to bring our right hand onto our left ear, bringing our head down towards the right side. And from here, we're going to stretch out the left arm. And what we're going to do is lift it up or lower it down, really finding that perfect stretch. So perhaps right here or right here, depending on the person, we should feel just a great stretch, the left side of your neck. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come up, dropping the right hand down. We're going to switch. Left hand on the right ear, bringing the head down towards the left side, and stretching out our right arm long, finding that perfect place. We find a great stretch in the neck. Breathe. The exhale, we're going to come back up, dropping the left hand down. Bring our hands onto our knees. We're going to quickly drop our chin down towards our chest for a moment, shoulders away from the ears. And from here, we're going to start drawing circles with our nose. Circles first towards the right side, upwards, towards the left side, and back down. Wide, slow circles with the nose. Let's do 3, so one more. Without rushing, take your time here. When your chin comes back towards your chest, you're going to switch sides. Moving first towards the left, up, and then towards the right. If at any point you feel like there's a great place you'd like to stay for a moment, really feeling the stretch, feel free. Important thing here is just sort of to move with the sensations, stretching your body. Very good. When your chin comes back to your chest, we bring our head up. From here, left hand on the mat, bring your right arm up overhead. We're going to move into a side body stretch. If you can, try to bring your left forearm onto the mat by making sure that your right sit bones don't lift up. So if you find that they do, perhaps you need to come up a little higher on your left hand. Really feeling the stretch through the left side body. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come up, leaving our right hand on our left knee, left hand behind, inhaling, growing a little taller. And on the exhale, moving into a twist, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe. Exhaling, coming back through center. We're going to bring our right hand on the mat, lifting up our left arm and trying to bring our right forearm onto the mat, taking care not to let the left sitting bones come up, really feeling the stretch through the left side body. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come up, leaving our left hand on the right knee. Bring our right hand behind, inhaling, growing a little taller. On the exhale, moving into the twist, looking over the right shoulder. Breathe. On the exhale, coming back through center, and leave our hands on our knees. We're going to start to make chest circles. So bring our chest forward. And then as we move it back, really rounding our spine, tucking our chin to our chest. Starting to bring movement to our spine. If you like, you can really exaggerate, trying to bring each shoulder to the opposite knee. What's important is not what you look like, but how you feel, how your body feels. Close your eyes. From here, we're going to switch direction. So, still moving with our chest circle. The opposite side first. Closing our eyes, feeling one with the sensations with your body. Let's do one more circle. Come back up through center. You can open your eyes again. Bring your hands onto the mat. Moving into tabletop position. So from here, we've got a straight line from the hip down to the knee. Toes are untucked. And a straight line from our shoulder, moving through our elbow to our wrist. Inhale, looking up, back of the head to the sacrum. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Inhale, back of the head to the sacrum. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Let's do it one more time. Exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine. Bring our big toes together. We're going to separate our knees about the width of our yoga mat. We're going to start to make circles with our hips. Coming forward, moving to one side, sitting back on our heels, moving through to the other side. With our hands firmly rooted to the mat, fingers separated. Observing the sensations. You can change directions now. And perhaps even listening to the sounds that your body makes. Perhaps your hip joints crack or make some noises. Let's do one more circle. Very good. From here, coming back to tabletop position, bringing our knees back underneath our hips. We're going to start to walk forward with our hands into Hatha. Bring our forehead onto the mat, making sure not to move your feet or your legs. If you feel like a little pinch in your shoulders, you can separate your hands slightly. Should bring some relief. And sinking into heart to earth pose. Hatha. If you have a little more flexibility, you can try bring your chin onto the mat. But don't push it. Just stretching your body, really living the feelings, respecting your body's limits. From here, we're going to lift our head up, coming forward, moving pelvis forward, bring legs onto the mat, shifting a little bit if we need to. Toes are untucked. I'm going to stay high first in Sphinx pose. Feet are separated, pushing into the mat, legs are engaged. Shoulders straight above the elbows. Fingers are separated. Breathe, pushing the pelvis forward with your chin slightly tucked. Feeling the expansion in your chest. From here, we're going to bring the right arm in, the right forearm, placing the right hand where the left elbow is, bending our left knee. We're going to grab the left foot with the left hand. For a stretch, stretching our quads, bring our foot down, making sure to keep your heart open. Don't let yourself drop or sink into your shoulder. Looking back if you like, make sure to breathe without forcing your body. Just finding a gentle stretch. On the exhale, release your foot. We're going to change sides, so this time bringing the left forearm down, chest nice and open, bending the right knee and grabbing the right foot with your right hand and just bringing that right foot down as far as you can to get a nice stretch in the quads. We're looking back and making sure to keep our chest open. Breathe. Release the right foot, bringing right forearm down. And from here, we're going to open up our arms, bringing our hands off the mat, and just leaving the fingertips touching. Elbows are bent. Lowering our head down, we're gonna do a dynamic cobra. Inhale, coming up, pushing the pelvis forward, stretching the front body. And the exhale, coming back down, bring your forehead onto the mat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming back down. So let's do this dynamic movement a couple of times, following your breath up and down. Glutes are engaged, pushing tops of your feet into the mat. Let's go for one more time. Perfect. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, tucking our toes, and push ourselves up onto our knees, coming forwards. Practice Ustrasana or camel pose. If you have problems with your knees, you can fold your mat 1, 2, as many times as you need. From here, tucking our toes and finding that our knees are in a straight line from our hip bones, right? So we don't want to keep our legs together nor separate them too much. Make sure that we've got a nice base. So knees right underneath the hip bones, toes are tucked. Bringing our hands the small of our back. From here, we're going to push our pelvis forward. This is important. Make sure to push your pelvis forward at all times in camel pose, Ustrasana. You can stay here if you like, or if you feel comfortable, you can drop your head back. Making sure to do this only if you're someone without neck problems. Pushing pelvis forward, releasing the head back, making sure to breathe. If you find that you're unable to breathe well, you need to come out slightly from the pose. On the exhale, we're going to start to come up, bring chin to chest, untucking the toes, sitting back on our heels, Virasana, hero pose. You can bring your hands onto your lap, together, or one hand on top of each leg, closing your eyes, breathing, and then try this pose 2 more times. Open your eyes, lift back up, tucking our toes again, bring our hands the small of our back. If you'd like, you can try the same variation as before, or if you feel like you have the ability, the flexibility, after pushing your hips forward, you can bring your hands onto your heels. And then if you're ready, if you want, releasing your head back. As I said before, it's important to be able to breathe. So if you feel like you're not able to breathe properly, you have to come out a little bit from this pose. Pick another variation. Always pushing our pelvis forward to protect our back, this pose. Bring our hands back, small of our back, chin to chest, untucking our toes, sitting our heels again in Virasana, hero pose, closing your eyes, taking a small break here. Open your eyes. We're going to do this pose one more time. So if you like, if you feel like you have the flexibility, you can move a little farther into the pose. You can untuck your toes, all right? And then from there, bring your hands to the small of your back, pushing your pelvis forward. Bring your hands onto your heels, still making sure to bring that pelvis forward and releasing the head back. This option's unavailable to you. You can pick one of the other variations. You can even bring some blocks in between your feet and bring your hands to the blocks if you'd like another variation. The important thing is always push our hips forward and make sure that we can breathe in Ustrasana. For the next exhale, bring your hands to your sacrum, chin to chest, sitting back in Virasana. Closing your eyes. Let's open our eyes, bring our hands onto the mat, tucking our toes to be able to come into a standing position at the top of our mat. Feet together, legs are engaged, so our kneecaps are coming up. Core is engaged, chin is slightly tucked. Bring our shoulders back and down. Looking forward in Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, moving into Vrksasana, tree pose. So we have some options. You can leave your left foot down here at the bottom. You can bring it up a little higher towards your shin, or if you're able to, bringing up in the final position, making sure to find your balance wherever you are and not leaving your foot on your knee joint. So wherever you are, pushing your foot into your leg against your foot to find your balance. Trying to pull that left knee back. Hands together at the chest in Anjali Mudra. Looking forward, finding a point just below your nose. Focal point that'll help you keep your balance. This is your drishti. Breathe. Accepting any wobbles, any movement, perhaps even falling out of the pose. Just accepting it, coming back. From here, we can either bring our left foot back onto the mat first, or if you like, you can try from here, releasing the left leg, taking a big step back, controlled step, bringing the left heel down, bending the right knee, stretching our arms out long, looking over the right hand, and Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, making sure that right knee doesn't fall into the center line, lowering your hips a little bit. We want to try to keep our right leg parallel to the mat. Breathe. Inhaling, stretching that right leg, moving into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. If you need to, you can grab your block, bringing torso forward until we can leave the right hand, the right leg, foot, block, or mat. Opening your chest and looking up towards the left hand. Making sure to engage both legs, external rotation of the right leg. You can think about bringing your right kneecap up and pulling that right leg muscle outwards. Breathe. Good. From here, we're going to bring our left hand down. If we need our blocks, we can grab them. So our hand onto the mat, so both hands on the mat, on the block. We're going to turn that left foot in a little bit, stepping in slightly. So from now, it's pointing towards the top left corner of the mat. Trying to make sure that our hips are nice and square. You can check by bringing hand onto your sacrum. You can do this by pulling the right leg back, pushing the left hip forward. You can try different heights of your blocks, or perhaps you don't need them at all. In Parsvottanasana, we're looking forward. And on the exhale, we're going to relax over our right leg. Relaxing the head as well. Making sure that our left leg, so that back leg is nice and engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to start to bend our knees. Bring the left knee onto the mat. Spinning the left foot inwards. We're going to sit back. We're bringing our right leg over top. Inhale, lifting up the left arm, bending the left elbow, and bringing it to the outside part of the right knee. Right hand behind. If you need to, you can place that on a block. Moving into a twist. Looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Coming back towards center. If you like, you can do counter pose here, sort of balance this side, bringing your right elbow in towards the inside part of your right knee, left hand behind. Just looking over the left shoulder and breathing for a moment. Undo the pose, bring our weight forward, uncrossing our legs, and coming back into a standing position to move into the other side. First of all, in Tadasana, feet together, legs together, core is engaged, kneecaps are lifted. We're bringing shoulders back and down. In Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathing. From here, we're going to move into Vrksasana, tree pose, choosing the same variation as before. First of all, really rooting that left foot into the mat. And then choosing the same balance as the same variation as before, trying to find your balance, pushing your foot into your leg, leg into the foot, trying to keep our hips squared, bringing that right knee back, hands together, the chest, Anjali Mudra, finding your drishti, your focal point, which will help you keep your balance in this pose. Breathe. After the next exhale, you can release your right foot down and step back, or if you'd like, in a controlled way, releasing your foot, bringing your right foot back, slowly down towards the mat, spinning the right heel down, opening your arms, bending the left knee, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Hips are open, making sure that that left knee doesn't fall into the center line, looking over your left hand. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to come up, straightening that left leg, bringing our torso forward so that we're able to bring our left hand onto our leg, onto our foot on the mat or the block, making sure to keep our chest open, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose, lifting up the right hand and looking towards that hand. External rotation of your left leg. So you're engaging that left quad. And you're pushing pelvis forward. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to bring our right hand down to the mat or to our blocks. Left hand as well. We're going to slightly shorten the distance between our legs and bringing the right foot in so that the toes are pointing towards the top right corner of the mat. Squaring the hips. We can check by bringing a hand to our sacrum. We can do this by bringing our left leg back into the left hip joint and pushing the right hip forward. In pyramid pose, inhale, and with the exhale, you can go ahead and release. Forward. Noticing the difference in your two sides. Perhaps you're more flexible in one side than the other. This pose perhaps could be more comfortable in one side or the other. Without judging your body or the differences, simply accepting them, making sure to keep that back leg active. After the next exhale, we're going to bend our knees, bringing the right knee onto the mat, spinning that right foot in, sitting back, and bringing our left leg over top. Inhale, lifting up the right arm and bringing the right knee. Lifting up the right arm, bending the right arm, bringing that elbow to the outside part of the left knee. Left hand behind, moving into a twist. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Coming back through center, moving into counter pose to balance this twist, lifting the left arm up, bringing the left elbow in towards the inside part of the left knee, right hand behind, just looking over the right shoulder. Breathe. Coming back towards center, bring our hands forward, uncrossing our legs, and coming up to a standing position at the top of the mat. Here we have our feet together. Bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra at our chest. Inhaling, lifting up, stretching up high. On the exhale, we're going to bring our hands back towards our chest, start to bend our knees, and lifting our heels up. Inhale, lifting up again, bringing the heels down, stretching. Exhale, starting to bend the knees, bringing the hands down, lifting up our heels. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. From here, bring your hands onto the mat. We're going to separate our feet, moving into Malasana. I'm going to push my blocks forward a little bit to give myself some space. So, a good measurement here is to sort of have our toes off the mat, lowering down our pelvis. If you find this is uncomfortable and your heels start to come up, you can grab your blocks, place them underneath your heels. And first of all, we're going to find some movement. Moving from side to side, exploring different sensations before we move into Malasana. Stretching your body, feeling the movement. From here, let's move into Malasana. Bring our pelvis downwards towards the floor. Back is nice and straight. Bring your elbows into the inside part of each of our knees, hands together in Anjali Mudra and prayer hands, and bringing them towards our heart center. Looking forwards and breathe. Feel like you can close your eyes here. Feel your connection to your center, that quiet part of you deep inside. From here, we're going to bring our hands back behind us, lower down, lying on our backs. Grab your block so that it's close by. If you don't have a block, you can use some cushions, some folded up blankets, or even some books if you have some. So from here, we're going to try to bring our heels in so that we're able to sort of gently touch our heels with our fingers, lifting our hips up high. We're going to grab our block, and at this height, which is the tallest height, we're going to bring it underneath our sacrum, so sort of around the tailbone, the coccyx. All right, making sure that you're comfortable. Bring your heels back down, leaving your arms in the mat. You can leave palms facing up like in Shavasana. In this restorative version of Setubandha Sarvangasana or bridge pose, close your eyes. We're going to take 10 breaths here. Breathing in and out through our nose. Really just concentrating on your breath. Letting go of everything else. After the exhale, the 10th breath, we're going to lift our heels up so we're able to take that block out, move it away. First of all, hugging our knees in and our chest, Apanasana. Grabbing our block again, or our books. In this case, books will be great as well. And in the lowest height, we're going to bring our block or our book again back underneath our sacrum, finding a comfortable spot there, lifting our legs up high in Viparita Kirani. If you don't have a block or a book, you can also do this pose against the wall. All right, so you just lift your legs up against the wall. And from here, you can leave your hands as they are. Like in Shavasana, you could bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Or even both hands to the belly, both hands to the chest. Find a comfortable spot for your hands. Close your eyes. Just take a couple of moments to enjoy this restorative pose. Either here with a block or against the wall. If you like, you can even try different heights of the block. So right now we're using the lowest height, but feel free to change it. Just making sure to find stability in that case. The exhale, bending our knees, bring our feet onto the mat, moving our block to the side. If you're against the wall, come back to your mat. Hugging knees into our chest in Uttanasana. We're going to bring our right hand to our right knee, left hand to the left knee. Bring our knees to the right side. Inhaling, separating our knees, bringing them forward. Exhale towards the left side and back in towards the chest. So we're making circles with the knees, massaging the sacrum, making sure to inhale every time that our knees are as far as they can be away from our chest, and exhaling every time that they're close. Change direction, first towards the left, then moving towards the right, back into center. One more circle. Hug your knees back in again for a moment. From here, we're going to stretch our legs and our arms up towards the sky. We're going to do some circles here with our wrists, with our ankles, relaxing these joints. One way, changing the circle back the other way. Making sure to breathe. Hugging our knees back in towards our chest. If you like, you can even bring your forehead up towards your knees if you need a little bit more. Separating our knees, grabbing soles of our feet in Ananda Balasana, happy baby. And just with a little bit of pressure, trying to bring our knees closer towards our armpits. You can stay in a place of stillness here. If you like, you can move from side to side, choosing a variation that best works for you today. You can even stretch one leg, then the other. What's important here is how you feel. Respecting your body's needs. Bring your knees back in towards your chest. And we're going to finish with a twist, supine twist on each side. So we're lowering our feet down. Bring our knees towards the left side. Knees should more or less be at the same height as our belly button. Left hand on our knees. And looking towards our right hand. Close your eyes. Enjoying last asana. Gently come back towards center. I'm going to change sides. So this time, knees onto the right side, right hand on top of our knees, and stretching our left arm out long, looking towards that left hand. Close your eyes, enjoying this last pose. You're ready, gently come back into center. Alpanasana, knees into our chest one last time. When you're ready, you're going to stretch your legs long. Feel like you can grab a blanket, cover yourself with. It's nice to make sure that we're nice and warm during Shavasana. Letting your feet fall outwards, palms of your hands looking up towards the sky. Chin is slightly tucked. Relax your jaw. You can slightly part your lips. Relaxing your brow. I'm going to take one last breath together. Inhaling in through the nose, filling up your lungs with air. And gently exhaling out through the mouth. Relaxing your whole body. Now, let your body absorb the nutrients of your practice. Recommend staying in Shavasana for a couple of moments, even up to 5 minutes, to really integrate the work that you've done today. You can do so by pausing the video, staying here as long as you need to. If not, start to wiggle your toes, moving your fingers, gently waking up your body little by little, stretching your arms up and overhead. Stretch, 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 stretch. Bring movement back into your body. Hug your knees. Unite your chest. When you're ready, gently let yourself fall to one side, the fetal position, their eyes still closed. Using these moments as a transition from Shavasana back to the rest of your day. The use of one hand, start to push yourself up into a seated position, crossing your legs, spine nice and long, slightly tucking your chin, closing your eyes. Bring your hands together to your chest, your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Lowering your head towards your hands. Taking a moment to remember the intention that you created for yourself at the beginning of the practice. And trying to keep that intention present with you throughout the rest of your day. Namaste.